Being a celebrity is not a walk in the park. We see celebrities that are so loved by fans, but in just a snap of finger they find themselves bashed and hated. Let's take a look at the top 10 once loved celebs who are now hated. Katy Perry. With multiple monster singles from Teenage Dream and Prism, she ruled the early part of the 2010s. But then came the Witness era, and everyone recoiled in terror. Perry bleached her hair blonde and released a run of awful singles, including the Bon Appetit and the particularly obnoxious Swish Swish. She also started acting strangely, making an exceptionally bizarre visit on Ellen that even the upbeat presenter wished was over. While she was essentially a living meme, Perry recently acknowledged being depressed, which most likely contributed to her remarkable metamorphosis. We hope she receives the assistance she requires. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence had a promising start to her career. She received critical praise for her parts in Winter's Bone and Silver Linings Playbook, as well as mass appeal in X-Men and The Hunger Games. She seemed to be able to do it all, and her down-to-earth demeanor won over many doubters. However, it soon became irritating, to the point where SNL mocked her annoyingly sympathetic charm. Fans began to suspect that she was just another Hollywood diva cloaking herself in a nice demeanor. Then she began to appear in polarizing films such as Passengers, Mother, and others. And a Red Sparrow, which further divided an already fractious following. Lawrence does not appear to be the Hollywood darling she once was, for whatever reason. Amy Schumer. Declare your adoration for the entertaining Amy Schumer if you want to open a can of worms. After that, get some popcorn, kick your feet up, and enjoy the fireworks show. Many viewers immediately grew tired of Schumer's one-note act, which included repetitive gags about female genitalia, as she rose to notoriety on The Last Comic Standing before establishing her own Comedy Central sketch program, Inside Amy Schumer. Then came the accusations of joke stealing, which Amy fought by inflating her ego and linking her opponents to the alt-right. That didn't assist the situation much. Lena Dunham. With her enormously successful and critically praised HBO series, Girls, Lena Dunham immediately ascended to prominence, and she was named one of Time's most influential people of 2013. But then things began to shift. Her social media behavior, which included a slew of racist messages, was roundly chastised. She was also chastised for her memoir, which contained disturbing details such as the time she masturbated in bed with her younger sister. She was also in hot water recently for defending E-Girls writer Murray Miller against rape accusations and lying about having insider knowledge that reportedly cleared his name. She has now apologized to the victim, another one to add to the list. But no one seems to mind. Kanye West. We understand that this is a sensitive subject for some, but there's no doubting that Ye's reputation took a hit in 2018. Kanye was once one of the greatest and most revolutionary musical artists on the planet, bestowing all-time classics like Late Registration and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy on us mere mortals. And while he's always been a little strange and contentious, he's ratcheted up the weirdness in recent years. Now he's getting political, talking strange things about slavery and making meme music like A Lift Yourself, and I love it. Though A Kids See Ghosts was still on point. Adam Sandler. What happened to you, Adam? Sure, your films were never masterpieces, but at the very least, you put up some attempt. He was not only funny in films like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, but he also showed off his dramatic acting chops in films like Punch Drunk Love and Reign Over Me. The man is clearly talented. Roseanne Barr. While Generation Z remembers Roseanne Barr as a racist, fake news-spouting conspiracy theorist who buried her own career, those who grew up in the 1990s remember her as the star of Roseanne, a hugely popular sitcom that realistically depicted a working-class family and later earned infamy for its terrible series finale. After Roseanne Barr wrote a tweet comparing Valerie Jarrett to an ape, the show was brought back in 2018 and received unusually high ratings, but it was quickly terminated. It was a tad offensive, to say the least. ABC felt so, too, so they tossed her out and made The Connors without her. Lance Armstrong. Lance was the biggest name in cycling for a few years, let's be honest. He was the only name in cycling. He not only won titles and made a lot of money, but he also beat terminal testicular cancer. He was a true American hero in every sense of the word. The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency subsequently announced that he was heavily implicated in a big doping scandal. And that was the end of it. His reputation was irreparably ruined. He was sued by the Department of Justice, and his various accomplishments were stripped away from him. And that, kiddies, is what happens to cheaters. Bill Cosby. With The Cosby Show, his stand-up comedy, his cute sweaters, and the strange noises he was continuously making that captivated the world for some inexplicable reason, this guy effectively owned the known world. Nothing was going to be able to stop this man. That is, until he was charged with years of drugging and raping women. Despite the fact that the statute of limitations shielded him from prosecution, he was still sentenced to 3 to 10 years in jail for 3 charges of indecent assault. Bill Cosby may die in prison, something we never thought we'd say. Kevin Spacey. If Bill Cosby's career was like a Roman Empire crumbling, Kevin Spacey's like a house of cards falling apart. Bill Cosby's was like the Roman Empire crumbling. How the powerful have sunk. Spacey has always portrayed the eccentric freak, even in comedy, which is odd given the latest allegations leveled against him in real life. In 2017, actor Anthony Rapp came out to say that when he was 14, a drunk 26-year-old Kevin Spacey tried to seduce him. People began to emerge from the woodwork with stories about Spacey being a weird perv, and he was charged with indecent assault in 2018, with supposed video evidence to boot. Spacey published a distressing video the same day he was charged, in which he seemed to imply that it was all right to molest people, and that only made things worse. Which of these celebs used to be your favorite or still favorite? Please tell us in the comment section below.